What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, we have to talk about new Hogwarts Legacy details that dropped on Instagram. So this is, I believe, the second day in a row that this has happened. Smaller things. I don't think these things are the biggest things of all time, although what we're about to talk about in this video in terms of the spells, I mean, I would consider that quite big, right? Now, we did get, like, the Defense Against the Dark Arts professor. We had seen it before, I believe, in the Autodesk presentation. They had a file name for her. In this one, we have the same thing, and the spelling still doesn't have that E. So I know there's like the Greek translation or whatever it is. They're not doing that, so there is no E to it. I think it's just Hecate that you would probably say. You see her very, very briefly, right, in the state of play as you're dueling Sebastian. So that's pretty cool that we get her. But the biggest thing is actually in that same picture, bottom right corner, we get a list of spells, which is quite interesting. And the spells, there's 4 of them: Petrificus Totalis, Ricta Sempra, Ridiculous, and Stupefy. So number 1, I like that Stupefy is on there. I've made the joke before that I would definitely want to see a playthrough of this game where you just use Stupefy, and you're basically Harry, right? You have a very limited range of like what spells that you actually know, but pretty, interesting list overall, right? Ridiculous is obviously one that really stands out. That, does that mean a boggart is going to be confirmed to be in the game? I mean, I'd imagine so. Otherwise, the spell wouldn't be there. But now we have 4. I mean, I know people have done incredibly good breakdowns of, every single spell that we've seen, so far shown throughout all the various mediums of this game. I don't know if these 4 were ever on that list. Stupefy obviously is one that you could imagine using very, very often, throughout the world and throughout battles and stuff. The other 3, to be honest, I feel like are more, based off literally their usage in the lore, they're a little bit more like centralized, like why you would actually use some of these. I don't think, and I guess what I'm trying to say with that, I don't know how often you would use these in the field, which is something fascinating. We've talked about that before, right? In terms of you go out into a battle and you have maybe, say, some sort of a wheel with all your spells. What kind of spells are you going to kind of leave on the table that you're not going to use at all when you're battling? Some of these spells, like, Ridiculous, that's you only use that for certain reasons. You wouldn't necessarily use that on an enemy outside. So with that being said, I would almost say that's more of a reason to have some sort of weapon wheel with all the spells listed that then you pick kind of on the fly to equip to your, to your character. But those are some of the first things that kind of came to mind. And I guess the final thing worthy of talking about, at least from today's stuff, is the restricted section of the library. Restricted is just a suggestion, but don't get caught. So, a little hint there that you'll be able to go around. Again, the gamer in me, the one that constantly compares this game to all other games, I really want to know, like, getting caught, right? Are there going to be guards, some sort of guards, so you have to kind of avoid their vision range? What happens to you if you do get caught, right? You don't die. Like, in some games, like, if you get caught, you would imagine, like, if you get, say, reset, the mission gets reset, you imagine that's because they, eliminate you, let's say, in a specific world. In this world, they wouldn't do that if you're found in the restricted section. So do you get house points taken away? Do you get sent back to your room, right? Do you have to, like, respawn somewhere else and you'd have to sneak out again? Those are interesting things that we still don't have answers for, but obviously there is something, right? There is some mechanic built into the game. And then just the, I guess, action of, okay, well, you can go into the restricted section of the library. So what does that mean, right? Reading books to gain some sort of knowledge to then, unlock a spell or unlock an ability or whatever, right? We've talked about that for quite a while, that maybe if you go to a specific class, you'll earn something, but if you skip that class, you won't earn it. But then how could you earn it a different way? Well, if you go to the library and you study through maybe a book and, in-game time, all that kind of stuff. Very cool. Very, very cool. I don't know why they're doing this on Instagram. Nobody checks Instagram. If Expecto Go didn't check it, nobody else would even know about it. I have a feeling, and I mean, it's Wednesday, so we'll know soon. I don't think they did a post last Thursday, right, on their Twitter. I'd imagine maybe one of these days, all of this stuff that has been posted on Instagram, both yesterday when you're tapping the glass in the Slytherin common room. And then today, I'd imagine maybe they just put all of that out in one package on Twitter at some point. That would be kind of my guess at it, but we'll see. Maybe it's just going to be Instagram exclusive. And I do have an Instagram, so I guess I should probably follow it and check it more often. Let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed, bell icon turned on so you know when all these videos go up. And I hope to see you all on the next one.